I am not a big advocate for diet programs or diet pills, fad diets. Our bodies were designed to live. And if we understand how they work, we can learn how to manipulate them to give us what we need. Our bodies want to live, so they decide what they do on the back end in order, if we do something bad, they're gonna change, your body's gonna change around so that it can survive to be able to live even though you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. So when we were created, our body is not meant to be overweight or out of shape. We were meant to be workers, and our body is designed to do that naturally. So because of the way life has become, we don't go out in the fields, we don't work, we're in a desk or we're working somewhere, like even nurses, you know, we're on our feet, but it's hard to eat properly, it's hard to drink, you're not going out, you're not gathering the food. So our genetics originally started so that's how we're engineered, is to go to be safe during times of starvation, because who knows when we were going to get our next meal if we had to forage it. We had to live off of the plants and things when they grew in the season. So I'm going to kind of talk to you in different stages throughout our time together. I'll have educational pieces on that. But for semaglutide, I do advocate for semaglutide in certain cases, and I'm going to explain to you why. So I brought in semaglutide into my practice under my direct supervision, and I will tell you, I've done fitness competitions, I've taught people healthy diet, nutrition, I've helped many people, bariatric patients, to keep them from going under the knife, lose tons of weight, and have had lots of success without any kind of help like this. But semaglutide is a great way if you're in the right, if you meet the right criteria, to help you get past some of the downsides that are hard to get through in order to eat a proper diet. So I'm going to explain to you how our body works, okay? There's a huge process, but when we eat our food is broken down into glucose. And glucose we know as sugar. Okay, that glucose is in our little red blood cell, right? And that glucose sits there and it goes around with our oxygen in our bloodstream. It travels through our bloodstream until we need it, okay? And our pancreas is down here. And our pancreas is what sends out this thing called insulin, right? And this is very simplified because it's a lot deeper than this, but I'm making it real simple. Our pancreas secretes insulin, okay? And insulin is what reaches out and grabs that glucose and pulls it into the cell so we can eat it. There is this thing called a glucan-like protein, okay? And it's triggered by your hormones. So we're gonna go into hormones because hormones play a big factor in this. But you have this glucan-like protein, right? And this glucan-like protein is what secretes that insulin, okay? It says secrete, secrete, secrete. So we're secreting our insulin as we exercise, ATP, okay? We exercise, we're getting up, we're standing, we're walking. We almost get in an accident and you have that fight or flight. Any of those kinds of things that triggers your brain, your pancreas releases, you go to eat, it triggers your pancreas to release some more insulin, right? So your blood's sitting there in the bloodstream, it pulls out the insulin, okay? There's this other guy, I like to call him the glucagon police, okay? And this guy is there for safety measure. And he says, whoa, 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 that's enough insulin. He stops it, okay? He only allows so much through. And why is this? Think about it. Back in caveman days, if we could have continued to secrete insulin and eat all of our reserve, right? What if we didn't get any food? We would literally, our body would eat itself to death. So this guy, he's a good guy. These policemen, they're good guys, right? But let's say we get pregnant. What happens? How come a pregnant woman can eat whatever she wants? Well, this guy is put to rest. Our body says, hey, 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 don't stop. Don't stop what's going on. We need a rite of passage to secrete this insulin because now we have this baby, okay? This baby's in here. We gotta have constant nourishment because we're building another person and we don't wanna die. It wants to live, right? So it's always gonna overcompensate. So that's why a lot of times a woman, when she's pregnant, she can eat more and not gain weight if she's eating the right things. She could actually lose body fat. But, so in this case, this is how the body works, right? So what is our semaglutide? Semaglutide is a generic form of, your name brand. Your name brand, they were paid by somebody else when it came out. They said, hey, we want the rights to this. We're gonna sell it for $1,200 a month. It's gonna go under insurance. We're gonna give this to our insulin dependent people, right? Because what does it do? And I'll tell you what it does. So your gluton-like protein is an antagonist. Okay, semaglutide is an antagonist, right? All that means is that this guy, an antagonist, looks like this guy, okay? It mimics this guy. The thing that's great about it is it binds to albumin. And I'm writing this terrible. My writing's gotten terrible here. So it's bound to albumin, okay? And because it's bound to albumin, this Mr. Policeman can't stop it. Okay, so what's gonna happen is your body's gonna kind of work like it did when you were pregnant. Men, you'll now know what it's like if you were pregnant, if you wanna take it. So you're gonna uptake more of your nutrients that are out in the bloodstream, okay? This is really great for insulin dependent people or people who are not secreting as much insulin. Your diabetics, if you have a higher BMI, right, it's safer because you have more fat to burn, correct? So your body is always going to overcompensate. It's going to go ahead and secrete. It's going to secrete more now. It can't be stopped by the police. And this is why you need to be monitored every week by your healthcare professional. You should be coming in. I know a lot of people can do the shots themselves. Personally, in my practice, I want you to come in. I do an actual meal plan with you. I sit you down and I teach you healthy eating and a lifestyle that I take your lifestyle, what you like to do. I build a plan that's based on you and your lifestyle. I teach you how your body's gonna work, and then I monitor you. And I help you along the plan, because my goal for you is to use this to help you get to a point and pass your peaks and troughs, so that way you can be successful in getting off of this, having a healthy lifestyle, making those changes, and you don't need it anymore. Another thing to remember on the semaglutide, with the semaglutide is that when you come in to me, I'm going to measure you. I'm going to take your weight, but we're not going to focus on your weight. We're going to focus on your inches. Because a lot of times we focus on that weight and we think, oh, we're not losing. And honestly, you are losing. You're losing fat. 5 pounds of fat is literally the size of like a pork roll, a pork loin. 5 pounds of muscle is this much. So you can't be focusing on the weight. You might trade 5 pounds of muscle for 5 pounds of fat. So really what you want is how you look and how you feel. I'm going to teach you how to use semaglutide to help you get past, like if you came to me and we worked out together and you choose not to do semaglutide, we can do that. I'm all about that. What semaglutide will help you do is not have food cravings. I'm going to make you eat a lot of food. I'm going to make you eat more often. I'm going to teach you how to teach your body to depend on you, and you're going to wonder how come you're eating so much and you're losing so much. I'm going to help train your body to be doing the right things. All this time, if you're overweight, it might be the timing, it might not just be the food, but you need to train your bodies, that it can depend on you. The semaglutide will help with food cravings. If you eat the wrong foods, it's probably going to make you sick. You're not going to feel so good. And then I compound mine. I have mine compounded. Some of the studies show that people that have used the name brand over time have said in white papers that they're losing hair, as a side effect, thinning hair. Of course, if you're eating a higher protein diet, that can tend to happen. So what I'm going to do is in my semaglutide, I have it compounded with biotin, and then I also have my Lipo-B shots formulated with some glutamine, some arginine, and then you're going to get some collagen in there. So you're going to find that your nails and your hair is probably going to grow a lot faster. I've tried it. I got on it for 4 weeks, so that a very low dose, so that I could see what it feels like, test it out before I go promoting it, even though I understand the science behind it. And I found that my cravings, there's no cravings. I'm really not hungry. Matter of fact, you start feeling sick if you don't eat. And then the foods that you do eat that are right, you're going to be really proud that you ate. Your body's going to start making that connection, like, I want the vegetables, I want the clean meats. I'm going to try to teach you that you've been eating like you're swiping a credit card, right? You've been eating on a credit card. And now, just for a little time, you're going to stop swiping the credit card. You're going to eat right, and then you're just going to reward yourself with the credit card and pay it off. Use the credit card and pay it off, so that you can have a lifestyle and enjoy it with everybody else and not be so concerned about being left out or not eating. So all in all, it's my goal to help you find yourself loving your body, loving who you are, teach your body to work for you and not against you. Let's develop some healthy habits together and still enjoy your lifestyle. And then in the meantime, if we need to use semaglutide, I'm going to help you use it wisely, and we're going to monitor it. I'm looking forward to helping you meet your goals. Thank you.